to the podcast, Every Moment is Sacred, where we interweave meditation and healing into everyday life. I am your host, Rain Elizabeth Stickney. Now, let us begin. Hey, listeners, just a quick note. This meditation was recorded in 2017. You'll hear some microphone artifacts. I had a different microphone then, and I wasn't podcasting. I was simply recording meditations for the people who were gathering and sharing them freely, so much like a podcast, but just through email. So enjoy this meditation, and if you'd like to meditate with me in person, please sign up for my winter retreat. It will be a day-long retreat in Vermont, sometime between December 21st and the end of February. It just depends on the location I choose. I'll be visiting a special place this week, so all the details will be announced soon. If you email me meditation@rainelizabeth.org, you will automatically get 25% off the price. So let me know that you heard from this show, Every Moment is Sacred, and I would be so happy to enjoy a winter meditative space with you. And now, back to the show. Thank you for being here. It is so fun to share this podcast with you. Today is a meditation day. In this show, there are so many meditations I share with you. They all come from Stillwater Meditation, which is a group that has evolved over time. I love holding meditation groups. I love teaching meditation. What kind of meditator are you? Are you curious? Are you true at heart and you've been meditating every day for years? Maybe you're a meditation teacher. Welcome. I love teaching meditation in a relaxed and emotionally safe way. You can always nestle in just as you are. I truly appreciate you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for meditating. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being a guest. I've had so many wonderful guests on the show. And thank you for being you. Please enjoy this meditation, and I wish you all the best. Until next time. I invite you to take a moment and notice whatever there is to notice in this moment. We are taking a moment to notice the moment. And as you settle into your own presence, I invite you to surrender deeper into yourself. We surrender more deeply into ourselves by finding our own personal window into that juiciness of presence that's alive in each of us all of the time. For some, a deep breath settles us back in. For others, a kind thought can help. An affirmation or the remembrance of a personal deity. For others, feeling into our bodies, noticing where the contact boundary is between who we take ourselves to be and something else. We can settle into that contact boundary and relax even deeper, surrendering deeper into our true nature. Letting go of anything that's in our way of our true freedom. And as we settle in more deeply into our true nature, we can welcome in a big, bright ball of white golden light. The light is already here, but as we welcome in the light, we can feel it filling us. We can feel the light filling every cell, every thought, every pore and hair follicle, every organ, our toenails, everything gets filled with light, especially when we welcome it in. So here we are, settling deeper into ourselves, relaxing into our true nature, welcoming in more light. And from this place, we can consider the very human happening of triggers. It's human nature to feel triggered sometime or sometimes. And the trigger just takes all this goodness that we truly are, and it twists it all up. It makes it seem unreachable. The trigger makes our goodness seem just out of our reach somehow. And it's common to have thoughts like, I have to get rid of this, or I have to do that, or this other person has to do this or not do that. Or a trigger can just be very non-specific. We don't always know why we're triggered. It's okay to just notice what the word trigger means for you. What kind of energetic twist might happen for you when a trigger occurs. It's perfectly fine and safe to consider the happening of a trigger. It's quite fascinating, actually. But what a trigger most needs is the untwisting, the untangling. Space helps with this. Breath helps with this. Being outside in the fresh air can help. There are many helpers available in this world. And as the trigger untwists, the light can reach all of the dark places inside of the trigger. The light of life, the light of love, the light of compassion, the light of understanding. As a trigger relaxes, we get to the heart of the matter, the original hurt. The little pinpoint of pain that needed to wrap reality around itself. But that little pinpoint of pain just needs our love, just needs to be understood. It needs to be held and nurtured and cared for. It could be an original grief or loss. It could be an original harm that happened in our lifetime or beyond. But that's what needs our attention. The trigger is just a cocoon harboring that pain. And when the cocoon breaks away, we can see what's real. And we can care for ourselves in that place prior to all of the triggers. It takes practice to breathe when a trigger happens. It takes practice and patience to be aware when a trigger is taking place. The surrender to a trigger is just the acceptance that it's happening. Surrendering to a trigger doesn't mean getting wrapped up in it and identifying with the trigger. Surrendering means, look, I'm being triggered. I'm feeling triggered. A trigger is happening. The surrender in this case is a recognition, a noticing. And then there's the welcoming in of presence. Yes, I'm feeling triggered. I'm welcoming in more presence. I welcome presence here. I want to see clearly. I want to let this trigger go. All of the thoughts and feelings wrapped up in this trigger can move right through my consciousness. I'm going to stay conscious and let everything else move through as I simply remain aware. Again, breath and patience can help with this. The thought, this too shall pass, that thought can help with this. If we choose to pause as a trigger is happening, but the pause dips us into obsession or compulsion, we need to remember to ground, to actually do something else. Touch the earth, hold a crystal, do an activity that's safe and non-harming. Hold a mala. And again, know that all of this is passing through. All of the ill thoughts, all of the challenging emotions, they're all passing through. Who we truly are is none of this. We are the presence that allows for all of this to move through. We are the presence that lights up this reality. So we can see shapes and things. So we can recognize thoughts and feelings. The presence of who we each are is simply present, nothing else. And the presence is what we can really surrender to. That's where we can let everything go. The pure presence of being is safe, nourishing, enlightening, simply by way of self-illumination. And as we fall into this presence and surrender to it, we notice that we are this light. And any identity we can come up with in this world is made of this light. We each are the light of consciousness. And from here, from the light of pure being, there is no trigger. It's all light. This isn't to deny reality or humanness. It's just a perspective to get to know or at least consider. That looking from the light, it's all light. It's all made up of light. All of it. All of the time. So again, I invite you to notice whatever there is for you to notice, just as you are, just as everything is. And take a deep breath if you would like, and if you're able. And sink even deeper into yourself. Relaxing wherever you can relax. and simply noticing whatever there is for you to notice. Thank you so much for listening. It has been a great joy to have your presence here in this podcast. I welcome you to celebrate the joy and wisdom in your life exactly as it is. And I welcome you to feel loved, fully loved, exactly as you are. www.rainelizabeth.org